Hello, welcome to your inner thigh challenge. This 15-minute workout challenge is going to work your inner thighs, a little bit outer thighs and butt as well. We're going to start lying down. With that top leg, you're just going to press that foot flat on the mat in front of you. With this bottom leg, you're going to point the toes. Bring the toes to the front of the mat and brace your abs. We're going to start with pointed toe lifts. Exhale, we lift. And then inhale, we lower. Bracing through those abs. You can choose to hang on to your top ankle or just keep your top hand on your hip or the mat in front of you. If you're really tight through your top leg, you can lift that front heel off the mat. If you find this is really tight on your hip, reach those tippy toes long as we lift. Exhale, we lift. Inhale, we lower. We're bracing through those abs, squeezing that inner thigh. This is not a pulse, though we do have pulses to go. Don't worry, it would not be Pilates without the pulses. We are going full range all the way up, all the way down. Use that inner thigh to lift. Exhale all the way up. Inhale all the way down. Keep going here. We've got another 20 seconds to go. And then we're going to pulse this leg up. Squeeze and lift. Relaxing through those shoulders. Squeeze and lift a little bit higher. Last ones. Let's hold our next one up. 2, 1. Little pulses up and down. 15 seconds here. Squeeze, lift. Squeeze, lift. Squeeze, lift. Good. Your inner thigh should be burning. Squeeze, lift. Squeeze, lift. We're almost there. Squeeze, lift. And bring it down. All right, now we're going to flex the foot. Same thing. Going in 3, 2, and 1. Flex foot lifts. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Squeeze that inner thigh to lift. Bracing through those abs still. Now we're lifting the heel and the toes as one. So it's the same movement, but we're flexing our foot instead of pointing our toes. Exhale, lift all the way up, all the way down, all the way up, all the way down. So remember, it's not a pulse, though we have those coming. 30 seconds to go. Squeeze and lift. Take your time. Now, as you lift your leg, imagine you have like a cement block on your ankle and you're pushing it up to the sky. You can create your own resistance here without having to add weights. Exhale, push it up. Last 12 seconds. We're going into those pulses with a flexed foot next, and then we're going to work this top leg. Last 6. Squeeze, lift. Squeeze, lift. 2, 1. Let's pulse. 15 seconds here. Squeeze, lift. Squeeze, lift. In that top range, thighs should be on fire for 10. Squeeze, lift. Good work. Keep going nice and high. Pulse, lift. Pulse, lift. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend that top leg now. Point your toes. Send it forward. Lift it. Send it to hip height. Lift it. Squeeze your butt. Forward. Lift. Back. Lift. This is our movement for the next 45 seconds. Bottom leg stays bent. Forward. Lift. Back. Lift. Bracing through the waist. Squeezing through that outer thigh. So we're working more outer thigh glute here. Squeeze, lift. 30 seconds to go. We're going to go into little leg pulses, you guessed it, before we roll onto our back. Squeeze, lift. 1 lift in line with the hip, and then 1 lift at the front in line with the hip. Last 12 seconds. Squeeze, lift. Squeeze, lift. Last 8. Last 4. 3, 2. Bring it forward and we pulse. 15 seconds. Lengthening through that top waist, squeezing that butt. Point those toes. Lower lift. Lower lift. 10 seconds to go. We're going to roll onto our back. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll onto your back. Now take your knees turned in, internal rotation, squeeze your knees together. Hip raises here. Exhale, tuck the towel, lift the hips, inhale, lower. Now, my toes are turned slightly towards each other. My knees are absolutely glued together. So imagine you're holding a $100 note between those knees and you are trying not to drop it because you are unemployed right now and you need that $100 note. Squeeze that $100 note as we lift. So that's really going to work those inner thighs. Keep your inner thighs and your knees glued together. Exhale, squeeze our butt to lift. push through those heels. Remember, in our hip raises, our hips lift higher than our ribs, so tuck those ribs to the hips. Few more here. We're going to hold it up for pulses. Exhale, lift, squeeze. Squeeze those inner thighs together. All the way down, all the way up. 8 seconds to go. Squeeze, lift. Last 3, 2, and 1. Roll down. Have a little breather. Keep squeezing those knees together, toes turned in slightly. This is our rest. We are going into pulses at the top. 3, 2, 1. Lift, hold, and little pulses at the top. We got 1 minute here. You can have your hands down beside you or arms to the sky. Squeeze those inner thighs. Remember, we're still squeezing that $100 note. Don't drop it. Let's put another $100 note between our butt cheeks. As we lift up, squeeze that $100 note. Don't drop it. So now you have $200 at stake. Don't drop it. This is like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Pilates version. Squeeze and lift. Squeeze and lift. Good. Keep going. We've got 30 seconds to go. Press through those heels. Squeeze those bum cheeks. Squeeze those inner thighs. But let's relax through those shoulders. Keep working those abs as well. Last 15 seconds. Squeeze, lift. All the way up. Squeeze, lift. All the way up. Good. Keep going for 10. Last 6. Last 3, 2, and 1. Let's hold it up. Hold. Squeeze that bum. Squeeze those inner thighs. Squeeze those $200. Breathe. Keep pressing through those heels. Last 3, 2, 1, and roll down. All right, legs to the sky. Lower back presses down. Crisscross split legs. Criss, cross, split. Ankle cross, cross, and then open. To make this harder, hands behind our head, crunch up. We hold that static curl the whole time. We've got 45 seconds. Now to make this harder again, you can lower your legs down more towards 45 degrees, then up to the sky. Criss, cross, open. Point those toes, squeeze those inner thighs as we crisscross. Keep scooping flat across those hips, scooping those lower abs. We've got 30 seconds to go. Stay lifted in that chest lift if you're in that curl. Slide chin away from chest, elbows wide. Big breaths, crisscross open. We're almost there. Stay strong. We are going to rest it down for a few seconds after this. Last 10, 9, you can do it. Keep going. See if we can send those legs a little bit lower. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Calm down. All right, now we're going to go froggy legs. So knees over hips. Belly button drawing down, lower back pressing down. Heels are together. What we're going to do is exhale, press the legs out, and then inhale, bend. Your harder option is to do this in a crunch position. Let's go in 2, 1. Exhale, we press. Inhale, we bend. Squeeze your inner thighs as you press your legs out. Harder option, add your curl. Inhale, bend the knees over hips. Exhale, press long. So as we press those legs out, let's imagine now we have a zipper running from our ankles all the way up to our belly button. As we press those legs up, let's zip up those inner thighs. I like to stay in my curl with my arms reaching forward. You can do that or hands behind the head. Now the lower the legs go, the harder, the higher, the easier. Don't bring them to the sky though, that literally does nothing. Extend them nice and long. Easier option, head is down. Only let your knees come to your hips. Not all the way to your chest, just to our hips, and then we press them out. You should be feeling those inner thighs burning as well as those lower abs. We got 10 seconds to go. Last 3, 2, and 1 more. Press and bring it in. When you're ready, let's roll up. We're going to change sides. So prop yourself up on your opposite side. Extend your top leg to the sky and then bring that foot in front of you. Point your toes, extend that free leg. Brace through your abs. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Exhale, we lift. Inhale, we lower. Good. Remember, your front heel can stay lifted off the mat if your glutes and your hips are a little bit tight, especially because we just worked them. Bracing through those abs. We got a nice fresh leg now. Point those toes. Lift that leg nice and high. Squeeze that inner thigh. Remember, you've got a cement block taped to your ankle. You've got to push that cement block up to the sky. We're not pulsing. Full range. All the way down. Tap the mat. All the way up. Good. Full range. Full amount of pain. Exhale, we lift. Inhale, we lower. We've got about another 20 seconds to go. You can give your mat a little vacuum if you like while we're at it. Distract yourself a little bit. Last ones, we're going to hold it up into those pulses. Inner thigh should be burning. Squeeze, lift. Push that cement block up. Exhale up. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's pulse. 15 seconds here. Lower lift, squeeze. Lower lift, squeeze. Lower lift, squeeze. So nice and controlled, not too quick. Exhale, lift. Lower lift, squeeze. Good. Few more here. Last 3, 2, 1. Rest it down. Flex your foot. Going again. Exhale, we lift. Inhale, we lower. Let's go. Squeeze that inner thigh to lift. All the way up. All the way down. No baby reps here. Full range. Brace those abs as well. They're getting a little workout as well. You're not going to feel them burning, but they are on to stabilize. Exhale, lift. Squeeze that inner thigh. Push that cement block up to the sky. Good. Keep breathing. We've just got a couple more minutes of this challenge to go. Stay strong. Squeeze, lift. Squeeze, lift. Press through that heel. About another 20 seconds left. We've got those pulses with that flexed foot coming up. Big breaths. Last 15. Squeeze, lift. Squeeze, lift. Last ones here before we go into those pulses. Squeeze, lift. Last 4, 3, 2, and let's go. Let's pulse. 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 Good. Keep that heel flexed. Push through that heel. Push that cement block up to the sky. You can close your eyes, go to your happy place. Maybe we're on a beach, drinking a Coco-Hito. Last 2, 1. Rest it down. All right, top leg. Extend it long. Send it forward. Lift lower. Send it back. Lift lower. Send it in line with the hip. Lift lower. Send it back in line with the butt. Lift lower. This is your movement for another 45 seconds. Squeeze, lift. Bracing through those abs. Nice and controlled. Feel free to go a little bit slower as well. I have shorter limbs, so everything that I do might seem a little bit fast for you. If you're the opposite of me and have long limbs, I've got less places to go. Exhale, lift. We've got 20 seconds here. Squeeze, lift. Good, big breaths. Point those toes long. Sweep back and lift. Last 12. Stay strong, almost there. Squeeze, lift. Holding this last one forward and pulse. Pulse. 15 seconds here. Pulse. Squeeze, lift. So point that booty up behind you. Stick your butt out and lower and lift that leg about in line with the hip. The further forward, the harder. Last 3, 2, and 1. Give it a smack. Come rolling onto your back and just take a happy baby stretch. Grabbing onto the outside of your feet. Flex your feet. Pull your knees wide towards your armpits and rock side to side. This is like one of my favorite stretches. You can extend the legs more to straight, to inner thigh splits. You can bend one leg and try to extend the other. You can rock it side to side. Breathe. We are all done with our inner thigh challenge. Awesome work for completing that. That was tough. Feel free to repeat this as often as you like. I mean, not every day. That would be unnecessary. But feel free to add this onto the end of one of your workouts or on one of your rest days every week or every second week if this is a muscle that you really want to strengthen and work. Feel free to stay and have any more stretches that you would like. Otherwise, we are done, girlfriend. I will see you next time in the studio. Thank you for joining me.